Okay, good evening. Welcome back to another fun-packed session with the Burning Blades. Fresh from their victory at the Raiders camp, where they've managed to.
You put a question mark on that.
It was a success.
Yeah.
It was definitely a success. Managing to free all of the prisoners and escape with your lives, having done quite a bit of damage to the occult forces in the process. The apparent leader being badly scarred and marked by Gortrek. One of the seeming lieutenants having taken a bit of a battering themselves in the fight with you. And Grishnak felling an absolute behemoth of an orc berserker, whom he recognised as being one of the right hands of one of many right hands of this Kal Garak figure. Recognizing him as the orc who held his father down, so that Garak could deliver the killing blow to him all those years ago. So, having made it up the cliff face, pulling up the rope behind you, mounting up and distributing the prisoners amongst yourselves, heading south, taken off towards the south with all haste. We will pick up there. So, I believe all of you have a prisoner mounted up with you.
I have a prisoner mounted up on me.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, hello.
Who was that?
Cal, I think.
Bit of static there. No worries. We can work around that.
I think Rogar's got 2 prisoners.
Yeah, I believe you've got 2 prisoners. I think there's 2 on Moonin.
Yeah.
So let's see. There's one on Sif, one on Ramsey, one on Butthead.
I was going to say, on the map, it had the spread out.
Yeah, it's not there anymore. So,
oh, shit.
Yeah, I should have thought of that before I cleared it.
I think, did you say 2 with Rory?
2 on Moonin, 2 with Rogar. The rest of us had 1, and Grishnak had.
Yeah, 2 on Rogar, 2 on Moonin, Ramsey, Sif, Butthead, and then 2 on Tyraxes. Yep, that's 8. That's...
Okay.
Is that 8? That's 9.
I thought we had... Yeah, because I thought Rory had 2, because Rory is slimmer than most of us. Or was that wrong?
I think that's wrong.
Okay.
No, that is right, because that counts for Leosin. Okay. So, as you all make your way south, there's still quite a bit of noise, quite a bit of hubbub coming from behind you. You only cleared about 60 to 80 feet from the lip of the cliff at this point. You have only just set off. Currently headed south. What is the plan? What are you doing?
Run!
Pelting it south.
Yeah, absolutely belting it.
Just going to mute Cal for a second, because there's a lot of static coming from his end. Oh no! Cal has a broken mic. Okay. Yep, I'm just going to keep you muted for a moment while he sorts that one out. If he starts talking, someone let me know. So, obviously you're heading south, I'm guessing at full speed.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So as you go, Leosin, who was, I believe, mounted up with Rogar on Tyraxes.
I thought he was with Grishnak.
Okay.
Yeah, Leosin's on my back.
That's right. That's the one you're carrying. I'm with you. So he kind of calls out as you're going. If we carry on like this, we're just going to get to the plains. We're going to be an easy target. We need a plan.
Well, Greenest is northwest. Do you think we should circle back? Not completely back, just sort of an angle.
Certainly, yes. Yes, we should try, but whatever you think is best.
What do you think, boys?
Is there any cover around that we can loop around?
Let me very quickly.
Or like hills?
Sorry. Let me quickly get you onto the stupid roll 20. Get you onto the map. The
pretty map.
The pretty map. So you guys, the camp, it's roughly here. It's approximately like just below the E of Greenest.
Can't see Greenest.
I can't.
Yeah, it's right at the bottom of the map.
Down at the bottom.
Oh, there.
Right down the bottom.
Is there a word? The Greenest.
It should be.
No. See, a lot of the trail, by the looks of it, is also missing. Is
Interesting.
it on your
yeah,
GM layer?
I'm noticing that it's put a lot on the GM layer. That's interesting. Okay, well, just look to where my little black ping is. So I will fix that later. I didn't realise so much of it was hidden to you guys. That doesn't really make sense. But okay, yeah, you're roughly here, and Greenest being here. You're currently heading south. The landscape around you is. So you remember from your trip out, the first few miles were just kind of open, gently rolling hills, not very high, just grassland, plains. After a few hours, as you got closer to the camp, it became quite craggy. So not mountainous by any means, but more kind of highland, moorland type. Little rocky plateaus sticking out here and there. The place where you were just at, the camp, is big pardon, definitely the highest point in the land for quite a long way, where it rises up. But there are lots of shallow valleys, little kind of pathways between these little plateaus. You remember the landscape being dotted with cliffs that had caves set in them. It's not exactly flat. There's lots of bits where a path will dip down and there'll be a little rocky overhang over it, but then it might come back up the other side. And so you're very much in that at the moment. You do notice the more south you go, this landscape continues getting more and more craggy, actually heading towards the mountains that are far, far in the distance.
Right. So, as far as I can tell, our options are either to go around that way, or this won't be exact, or around that way.
So where is Greenest on the map? On its there.
Greenest is here.
Right.
And then the camp is there.
Does it not even have like a little dot where Greenest is?
No.
That is so bizarre. Right, I'll help you out a little bit then. So Greenest is approximately there.
Okay. Greenest is there. Camp was there. So what? We head south, then circle to the right and back around, or literally just go straight there.
I'm thinking if we do west and then north, as opposed to east, northwest, just because I think that'll put us right over the mouth of their area.
Yeah, I'm up for that.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think, boys?
Yeah.
Agreed. I think Rogar will be popping up quite high every now and then. Is it still the middle of the night? It is, isn't it?
The sun is starting to rise.
Okay, well, I'll be popping up quite high and seeing if we can get a bead on them.
Okay. All right then. So yeah, as you pop up, do me a perception with advantage.
Try not to scare the shit out of the people I've got on my...
Hold on tight. Okay. So as you fly up, you do see a little way to the southeast of you. There is a stream that's running straight down to the south. Narrow stream, yeah, flowing south. Yeah, there are caves dotting all over the craggy landscape. You do note, glancing back towards the camp, I mean, it's only been like 5-10 minutes. There seems like quite a bit of activity, quite a bit of movement. It's hard to tell exactly, but from the little torch lights that you can see still moving in this early morning gloom, there looks like several groups heading very rapidly for the basin exit.
Mm. And there was a stream. A stream, you say?
Yeah, you can see a stream. It's a little bit up down to the southeast, so kind of the opposite direction you want to go, running down towards the south. Narrow, flowing over the almost moorland type landscape.
How deep is it roughly?
You can't tell from here. It
Okay.
doesn't look big, from what you can see.
I'll pop down and say there is a stream If we take the mounts through the stream, it could conceal our tracks. Won't throw them off for long, but it might give us a little bit of spare time.
How far away is it?
It is. How far away is it?
Probably about. It was over a couple of rises. It probably at full speed, 5 to 10 minutes to get there. Obviously, the faster you
Not-
move, the deeper the tracks you will leave.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's kind of impossible to leave no tracks at all as long as you're riding the mounts.
And is this stream running east to west or
It's
north to
running
south?
north to south, but it does sort of veer slightly down towards the west. If I
Okay.
do a little thing.
Draw me a picture. Draw me a pretty picture.
I was going to say we could follow it down, head south,
Yeah.
and then circle back around.
Yeah,
Yeah, as long as the tracks lead directly to the stream, they won't know whether we've gone north or south. So,
exactly. And even if they'll have to check the stream and check along it for tracks. So if we think, what if we do that?
We could if we run parallel. What? Yeah, that could. Wait, wouldn't that mean that we have to cross it?
So we are, what, here?
About that, yeah, I'd say.
Okay, so if we,
Do mine in orange. Hang on.
Possibly a little bit. Actually, hang on.
because if we follow the river down south on the
Why is
bank,
it-
that will muddy the tracks,
and then that's the way back.
and then then we go that way. Or
Yes.
because
So we go all the way down. I'm saying walk literally in the river.
what?
Yeah.
It's not. It's. I don't know. We'll have to see.
It's
If it's
see how deep it is. Yeah.
It didn't look
Yeah.
very wide. Obviously, you
So
can't tell
one-
depth from up high, but you could see it wasn't very wide.
So we do single file down the river. It might slow us down, but it'll also mean that they will get to the river and they'll have to.
Also, would it be better if Scardy acts as like a drone essentially instead of Taraxes? Because obviously they've seen him.
Yeah, that would probably be a lot better. Yeah.
Because it's
Yeah.
like, it's the Drake. They're over there.
If we walk directly in the stream, go all the way down south, and then it doesn't really matter how deep the footprint's in, as long as they just lead to the stream and nowhere else, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
And then cool. I think that's a plan.
Okay, then. So you relaying this, having this discussion, you veer down towards, towards southeast. Doesn't take you long to get to the stream. Moving full pace. It looks to be at its shallowest. At its shallowest, it's barely ankle deep. From what you can see, like at deepest, it might go to maybe 3 feet tops.
Mhm.
It's not very wide. I mean, it ranges from being about 5 foot to 7 foot wide. It's not very fast flowing at all. It's got like a stony, gravelly bottom to it. The bank's quite muddy, and soft. But yeah, you could certainly ride down this and mask your passage.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Okay, so obviously, Scardy flying up.
And
if
I
you
will
keep him within her. Keep her within 100 feet of you, and you can at will, essentially using an action, but not an initiative. So
Okay, I
at
will
will you
kind
can
of-
view through her eyes.
Can I get the? So I'll quickly show the prisoner like how to control her at a steady pace, and I will.
Yeah.
Can I do that?
Yeah, you could. They'll do their best. Obviously, they're not a. Yeah.
And just be like, can one of you guys keep an eye
Ignore
on? I don't know what the prisoner's name is or who they
Are you
are.
asking the prisoner?
What's your name? Is it
My name
Hello.
is. My name is Henry.
Henry?
Henry. I'm
Nice
a guard
to
from
meet ya.
Greenest.
Nice to meet you. I'm gonna leave you in charge of Sif here. Can one of you boys keep an eye on Henry here to make sure he doesn't drown me?
I got him.
Poor Sif. Right.
He kind of awkwardly shuffles around, so he's actually sat in front of you, so as to better control Sif. And kind of gives you a nod and promises he'll do his best.
That's good. And then I will. Can I don't know much about ravens. I'm guessing they are able to like glide at a steady pace.
Yeah,
really
yeah.
know.
No, I mean, Scuddy is easily able to keep up with you. If you want, she can occasionally just like swing back a little bit to get a wider view before catching up. I mean, she's got pretty good
Yeah.
movement.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
She's more mobile than any of you guys are on the ground at the moment.
Yep. So I'll get her to swerve out every so often just to make it look, oh, excuse me, as natural as possible.
Okay. Do me a perception check. I believe.
Is it my?
No,
perception?
Scardy's perception. Well, no, it's Scardy's perception. You're simply using her sight, but it's her who's actually looking out and spotting
It's
things.
hers who's using stuff.
I believe she has keen sight.
She doesn't have keen sight, but
No.
Okay,
her
well,
passive perception is 13.
take advantage on the roll anyway because it's the elevated
So it's plus.
word. Sorry, my mind's gone
3.
blank. Oh, that second roll was
That's enough. That's 20 then.
20. Okay, yeah. So as she's doing eyes in the sky, viewing through her vision, she sees. You've been going for about half an hour now, a little over. There are several, shall we say, hunting packs that are spreading out from the point where you were at, now spreading out, fanning out across the landscape. Different groups breaking off to try and hunt you down. Each one numbers. They're a bit of a distance, but her eyes are pretty good. Each group roughly a dozen figures, and you can see at the head of each group is one of those blue quadruped reptiles, one of those guard drakes, and each one seems to be the groups that they're moving quickly, almost about comparable speed with you guys, really. But the guard drakes at the front, they do seem to be like nose to the ground, behaving much like you'd expect a hunting dog.
Oh dear.
Right. Okay. I will relay that information to
They
the
are,
group.
as I said, they're fanning out, so they've come out of the base and they've come around to where you guys were at the top of that cliff.
Oh God, there was a trick that that my granddad told me that was good for throwing off the scent of dogs. Oh, what was it?
Pee on
Sausages.
each other.
It was something to do with
A
like
little bit of
alcohol
Rory's
or
psyche
something.
coming through there.
It was something to do with alcohol.
They're
I
fanning
can't
out.
remember.
There's 7 of these groups. No, sorry. There's 5 of these groups. They're fanning out. 2 of them are headed sort of in the direction of the stream. The other, essentially, you've got one going south, and then you've got one each going like southeast, southwest, and then a group kind of going in the middle of each. Does that make sense?
Yeah,
Yes.
So you've kind of got like a.
it's like from a central point, they're scattering out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're doing that, except, you know.
So the
Not
wider we
looking
go,
shit.
the better, basically.
Yeah, and so basically the 2 on the right are kind of headed roughly in the direction that you are.
The dog thing is citrus, by the way, but I don't know if they will behave like dogs.
Yeah, they are lizards.
Surely the stream will mask the
Yeah.
scent. But still, even if
we
we
know-
catch one of these groups out in the open, I think we can take them.
yeah. Do we know what the blue quadrupedal dog dragon things are?
Ambush drakes,
I don't. Ambush drakes are green.
are they?
They seem, yeah, so I would say, Rogar, you know what these are. Yeah,
All right.
you're not an expert on them by any means, but you are aware of drakes, different types of drakes. They are created creatures. There was a bit of taboo around them where you grew up in Icewind Dale.
Cal's back.
Oh, cool. I will unmute to the bugger.
Yes.
Does it sound okay? Or is it saying cat?
That sounds fine, mate.
Sounds fine.
Sorry, I had to have you muted because there's some static coming
Your phone's
through.
ringing.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, my phone is ringing. So my headset's basically decided to give up the ghost. Yay!
Oh, that's timing for you.
Hmm.
That's fine.
Do you need to catch up on what's occurring?
Yeah, I literally couldn't hear anything. I was running around the house looking for a set
Okay.
of iPhone.
So Rogar
Headphones.
spotted a stream. You guys headed to the stream. It's shallow. It's not very fast moving. It's not very wide, but it's enough for you guys to travel down. You're going single file, hoping that it will mask your scent. Gortrek has Scardy up doing a kind of recon, doing like drone above you, and she is spotting that there are 5 hunting packs, each one of about a dozen figures, led by one of these blue drakes that seems to be leading each one, acting like some kind of a, almost like some kind of a sniffer dog. And 2 of them are headed roughly in the direction that you guys went. They don't, not in such a way that it looks like they know where you've gone, but more that they're trying to fan out and cover ground. Yeah, so the drakes. Yeah, Rogar, you're aware that there are different types of drakes. They're bred for different purposes. You know, some are bred more as speedy attackers, and that seems to be more in line with the green ones that you dealt with earlier. Some of them are developed more as essentially guard dogs. And you do know from your encounters with them that those green ones were, quick, good at ambushes, but they were a little bit smaller, a bit more feeble. These blue ones are definitely bigger, hardier, a bit tougher, and somewhat more ferocious as well.
Okie dokie. I will I will relay that information verbatim.
So now you all
Basically.
know this.
So yeah, I'm guessing Godric kind of asks like inquisitively, and I'm like, well, get ready for a story.
No.
Let me hit you with an info drop.
Back when I was a boy.
So, you also do notice through Scardy's eyes, Gortrek, you've probably got another 2 or 3 miles following the stream before it does look like it is joined by another slightly bigger stream, and then appears to drop off.
Drop off how? Does it want just like
As in,
goes into the mountains or?
not into the mountains. You're not that close to the mountains yet.
Okay.
But as the landscape is getting craggier, it would be safe to surmise, based on what you can see. I think it's reasonable for Godric to assume that looks like a waterfall.
Oh,
You're not sure, because obviously you're seeing it from the wrong side. You don't know how big a drop. But yeah, the way that you can kind of see the river up ahead, and then suddenly you can't, does give you the
Great.
impression that this might be heading towards a waterfall within a few miles.
I will apprise the group. Lads, there might be a waterfall a bit a ways ahead. It might be time to divert before we get there. Or, I don't know.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Cool.
Okay. So you do notice. Grishnak, do me a perception check. It's all perception at the moment. Perception or survival, your choice.
Both as bad as each other, really.
Okay. All right then. So, shortly after Gortrek says this, you do note that on the bank coming up on your right, so on the western side, the ground is quite churned up. It's soft mud. And yeah, it's very churned up. And as you get close to it, kind of taking a look, you recognise that these are horse tracks, like a lot of horse tracks. And the fact that they look like hooves, not horseshoes, just straight hooves. And there's a kind of an undisciplined, kind of chaotic rabble to their arrangement that suggests to you that this was a herd of wild horses, possibly coming down to the river to drink, or you see no sign of the tracks on the other side of the river, that move off fairly sharply to the west. But yeah, the ground, they've left quite a wide track of very churned up, disturbed earth where they travelled.
Could we follow that and then peel off?
Mm.
Yeah,
Really good idea. Get us there quicker as well.
Hmm.
it'd confuse anyone who was still following the tracks.
Yeah, man.
We'd have to ride erratically as well to try and match.
I always ride erratically.
So one of the prisoners actually riding Moonin alongside between Gotrek and Grishnak at this point. He does kind of speak up. With the earth that disturbed, it would not really matter how we ride. It would be almost impossible for somebody to come and pick out our tracks amongst all of that. If they even thought to investigate.
Sounds good.
Yeah,
That's a plan. Let's go.
let's do it.
Okay, so you take off following these tracks. You're able to follow these. They go more or less directly west, slightly northwest, for about 2 hours of travel. So you go for a goodly while. Godrek, Skadi does note, obviously, as you start travelling west, trying to keep tabs on those hunting packs. You lose sight of them for a while, as you kind of leave them behind. But then as you travel, and thankfully you actually are following more or less the path that, the red line that you laid out. As you start to, the tracks start to veer up towards the north, and you with them, you do spot Skadi spots two of the packs again. And these must have been the ones that veered off towards the west. But you guys have made good time. You haven't been hesitating. You get an impression that if you keep moving at your current pace, current speed, that they're not moving quick enough to intercept you as you travel.
Are we in danger of becoming exhausted?
That is a very good point.
Sorry.
God damn it, man.
See, I was thinking that, but I didn't want to let Jake think about
We're all
that.
thinking
love
it.
the
You didn't
rules
have to
so much.
say it. Okay. So let me just do some maths in my head. 3, 12. Yeah. Can everyone make me a
Oh.
Constitution save, please?
God damn it, man.
Dun, dun, dun,
Really well timed as well, actually, Rogar, because
Yes,
it is
boy.
roughly about now that you guys have been going for
Oh,
about 18
yes.
hours.
Oh shit! I rolled advantage. My bad. But
That's
first
okay.
one.
Your first
20.
roll was good. I believe.
Boys.
I believe you're all okay.
Nice.
Powered by Fury.
Fury, adrenaline.
Thank God we're alive.
Group of adventurers literally too angry to die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't really get tired when I've got somebody's ankles like digging into my shoulder blades.
I forgot he's at your
I'm piggybacking someone.
Bruh.
Bruh.
Oh
Going
wait,
like a
wouldn't that mean
tank.
they would see his tracks?
Who?
Are you
Grishnax?
going? Yeah.
I mean, as long as he's running across the same ground as you.
Yeah.
Okay.
To be fair, like even with someone on my shoulders, I'm probably going to be a bit more less. I'm going to leave less tracks than a beast of burden.
Yeah. No, it's about comparable. So yeah, you do all feel the tiredness really starting to push in now. You've been going for about, it was 3 in the afternoon the previous day when you got up and started set out towards the camp. Yeah, you guys have been pushing pretty hard, and after the fight as well. But just through sheer bloody mindedness, a bit of adrenaline, you are able to push through, keep on going. Yeah, so the tracks start veering off towards the north, not quite as sharply as they do on your little red line. More kind of going towards that way. But yeah, you get to a point where Godric, you're confident that you have, at this point, you've evaded the pursuit. They're not going to be able to intercept you, the speed you're travelling at, and the line that you're taking. There's no indication that they've found your tracks, that they've found your trail. These two groups that Scardy's just spotted, the ones that initially found off to the west, they wouldn't have found your tracks anyway. You didn't go that direction in the first place. So, continuing on, yeah, there's not much chance of them finding you.
Still want Scardy to just keep flying, just to doubly sure.
Sure. Okay. As she is doing so, you are able to make out in the distance as well, quite far off, a good few hours travel, but far off, you are able to make out what seems to be Greenest Keep just peeking up over the horizon.
Okay, cool. I
Giving
will
you,
inform everyone. Lads, we're almost there.
which does give you bearings as far as what to do. It does mean pushing on a little bit longer. You could try and find somewhere to hold up, or you could just push on.
I'd say push on.
Push on, yeah.
Knowing where Greenest is. Okay.
Agreed.
We don't want them getting to Greenest before us, really.
Do you reckon they could take it?
Well,
They got what they needed, right? They got all the treasure.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, you just don't know if they're going to try and come back because they know, obviously, we were there.
Well, we'll kill them again then.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going on the rob, you go for easy targets, don't you? You don't come back to a castle that's fortified by a group that just took out a shitload of your guys at your own camp.
And the dragon.
And a dragon.
You're welcome.
Always with the dragon, Rory.
Where would
He's
you
not
be
going to
without
let
me?
you guys
Slays
forget.
one's dragon, and he thinks he's the dog's bollocks.
They'll start calling you Ruri Dragonbane.
Well, someone else already called me Rory the Dragon Killer. I think that was you, Gotrek.
Yeah, I think Dragon Slayer.
So, you push on for a few more hours. I would say at this point everyone does take a level of exhaustion, rolls aside, because I'm not going to make you do one roll per extra hour you're travelling. We'll just say that sooner or later it does begin to affect all of you. So you do begin to slow a little bit, and it's more of a tired saunter into Greenest rather than an all-out, rather than the breakneck sprint that you started your chase at. Let's get rid of that.
Bloody hell. What's going on, Chris?
Just dropped something. Sorry.
Oh, God, he's having a fight.
And hopefully winning. So, it's about midday now.
Bedtime.
Yeah, it's roughly noon as you ride into Greenest, coming up the southern road. Use Rogar just to indicate the party position. Oh, sorry, we'll put you all on because that way you can decide for yourselves as you come in.
That big dead bitch up there.
Okay.
So when we come back and they're like, "Oh yeah, you just became a skeleton and flew off." Don't know what was that about. Oh shit.
Oh, I'm not that mean. So, as you enter the outskirts, there are a few people working around the edge of town. They're still in the process of... The fires have long been put out, but there are still people going around clearing up debris from the houses that were destroyed or burnt out. Going around and gathering together livestock that escaped fields and started scattering around. Just generally doing like a recce of the town. And as you come in, there are a small group of just 3 guards talking to a couple of villagers at this little crossroad junction. looking up. And they see you, and you do recognise one of them is the guard that you first met as you came into Greenest, Linan, the lady whose family you helped get to the keep. And she
yes.
looks up and sees you and starts waving. There's a kind of a gentle cheer comes up from the prisoners amongst you as they all kind of a couple of them slide off the mounts and start running up. It seems that they know some of these people. Well, obviously they know them. They're all from the same town, but there's hugs, there's cheers, there's celebration. It's what would be the word? It's a rather sedated celebration, as everyone is just exhausted. Even those who remained within Greenest. It's been a rough 48 hours, but nonetheless, there is rejoicing as everyone is reunited.
Oh, it feels good.
I just like take the guy off my shoulders and like, off you pop then.
And as you kind of lift him down, he's a little bit bow-legged from having been kind of
Straddling Grishnak.
essentially, you know, you imagine piggybacking someone for that long while they're essentially running cross country for hours and hours. It's just a little bit like
Is he walking like Forrest Gump?
for a second, he has to just like sit down. He's there like massaging the insides of his thighs. He's like, thank you for that. I apologise for being a burden, and I appreciate the help.
It's all right.
Shall we? What will you do now?
Now, I'm gonna go to fucking bed, mate.
That's a great idea.
I need
I
to speak
believe
to
on-
the... No, go ahead.
Aren't we supposed to take you somewhere as well?
No, I need to. Speaking of which, Gotrek, Leosin, I do need to speak with you about who sent me to find you, but that is better done in private, I think.
Oh. Interesting. Kind of gives you a curious look. Well, regardless, I need to speak to the governor. And, well, I imagine that you yourselves might be interested in some of what I have to say. Brings me to an
I
interesting
believe we
point.
shall.
Who are you
Better.
people? I never asked in all of the chaos and confusion.
Who wants to say it? I'll fucking say it. We
Do
are
it.
the Burning Blade.
The Burning Blades. I'm not familiar with you. You are new around these parts?
Yeah, yes, we teleported in a few days ago. Is it a few days? I'm losing track of time.
It's a few days, yeah. It's
Yeah.
about 7 days.
Mhm.
I might be off on that one. I'll have to go back and check.
That's fine.
But it's been a few days, yeah. Oh, well. You are just travelling adventurers? Fortune seekers?
That's a bit of an odd one.
Yeah, we're an enterprise.
We have well, do we say we have holdings or
We have holdings, yes.
in the village of Fandolin, if you ever know of it.
Oh my, that's... Yes, you're very far from home.
There was an attack on the outskirts of our town, and upon investigation, it led us here.
Oh, I see.
The same orcs that you saw in the camp.
Well then, I suggest we make to the keep immediately. I think you will... You seem to have a vested interest in the cult's activity.
Let's go.
Okay.
Yeah.
He kind of gets himself up and starts hobbling towards the keep. As you'll make your way north, a couple of prisoners do. They linger here, talking to other townsfolk. Some of them come with you back to the keep. Speaking of which, we will jump to the slightly more zoomed in keep map. Why not? We've got it. We'll use it. Oh, and you're all already on it. That's handy.
Those pixels.
So we'll just add your new friend as you come riding in. So, yeah, as you arrive, you find the governor is already waiting in the courtyard. There's a small crowd having gathered around. Some of the prisoners, a couple of them, kind of get off and salute Escobar, and a couple of the guards step forward and shake their hands. You get the impression that these people are guards that were captured. Others kind of talking briefly to guards at the edge and start moving towards the tower. As you do so, there is actually a young woman comes out with a small child in tow, seeing one of the prisoners. There's a little exclamation of joy as they run over and embrace. The man bends down, picking up the child before he kind of hobbles back inside, reunited with his family. And the governor is stood there with his arms wide, with a tired but broad grin on his face. Oh, well, you seem to have done far more than we could have hoped. You've returned our people to us. May I say, I mean no offence, you all look rough, shall we say.
You should see the other bloke.
I assume there was a bit of a fracas.
Just a bit. Nothing we can't handle, right, boys?
Nothing we couldn't handle at all.
Yes.
I believe I believe Willa has dealt with most of our people down below. She could, if you need assistance, she may be able to provide some. You know, Willa was the priest that you helped evacuate people from the temple with.
I think we'll be fine, just as we have a bit of a lie down.
Do you know what I need? I look around. I really need a tavern. Is there a tavern in town?
A stiff drink be nice.
Wait. Kind of turns to Escobar. What is the? I'm sorry to say, the tavern is a bit of a burnt out shell at the moment. But if it's a drink you want, we can certainly accommodate you.
Just a forewarning as well, Governor and Castellan. Enemy patrols of the cult might be coming around this ways, so you might want to inform your scouts.
Their expressions do suddenly get very, very serious, very grim. Are we expecting a second attack?
No, they're small patrols. Must be about maybe a dozen men, maybe 20 at most. But still, they weren't happy of our, what should we call it, an escapade through their through their encampment, which is, by the way, the force that attacked us, or you guys here. They got a bigger force.
I see.
And do you have a map?
Yes, we do. Inside in my quarters.
We'll point it out to you, just as a forewarning.
Very well. How many would you say are left in this camp? What do we need to be worried about?
How many did we kill? Maybe. No, seriously, how many did we kill?
I don't think we killed that many people.
No,
I think maybe
about
2 score.
I think about 20 at the most, and that's at the most. Like,
I'd say there's at least still 140.
I killed 18 on my own.
Yeah, Cal killed 18. He burned
Oh,
the
yeah.
entire tent. Maybe like we killed, let's say 30. Slightly embellished, say we killed 40.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. So you relay this. It's like,
But there is probably even more. Maybe 200 left. Maybe.
Who knows if that's their only camp as well?
I
Of course.
they could have more. And they had a cave that we couldn't investigate, which may have had, well, something there, but we don't know what. So it's just a bit of a warning as well.
at this point, Leosin steps up. I may be able to shed some light in that regard. Governor, if I could talk with you. He kind of walks over to the governor. Yes. Well, I will have everybody recalled back to the keep for the time being. We can't take any more chances. We'll have Escobar. Could you assemble a few of your most trusted, most rested men to just keep a watch on the southeastern side of the town, just as an early warning system in case there is a second attack coming. Oh, Krishnak's still fighting things. But I think all of you, yes, you all need a rest by the looks of it. Escobar, if you could get them comfortable in the barracks, bring up some casks from the cellar. We have a few that we had stored away, wine, ale, whatever your preference. Get some rest. We will talk once you've regained your strength.
Thank you kindly.
That is much appreciated.
So, the governor and Leosin, they head off towards the tower. Escobar, he shouts, barks a few orders, calls some of his guards over, has a kind of little huddle. There's lots of pointing and instructions given. So a group of guards, they disperse out the gate, some of whom to take up watch on the southeastern corner, some to go around and gather everybody, and some to come back to the keep for the time being. With that done, he turns to all of you with a broad grin. Well then, let's get you comfortable, let's get a drink in your bellies, and I'd love to hear about what went down over there. And kind of heads up into the barracks, beckoning all of you to follow him.
Yeah, let's go.
We follow.
So, Rogar, you rested in here already. Actually, all of you rested in here earlier, didn't you? Because you did a long rest after. Yeah. So, it's not the most comfortable of quarters. They're simple beds, hardly double feather mattresses or anything like that. But after everything you've been through in the last about a day or so, it's pretty damn luxurious just to be able to lie down, take your armor off, relax. A couple of a cask is brought up and a keg of ale that Escobar breaks into, a cask of wine. The wine is quite good.
Thank you.
You're not sure it's vintage or where it's from, but seems to be a pretty decent quality. It's probably the governor's own store. The ale is pretty decent. It's like average tavern fare.
Rogar is all over the wine.
Yeah, I was going to say I'm going for the wine.
The ale is a bit more spiced than what you get up in the north. It's got like an interesting kind of like citrusy hint to it.
IPA then.
I'll take your word for it because I don't drink the stuff myself. And you, Escobar, like asks various questions about. It's a mixture of, asking quite serious probing questions, trying to get an idea of what exactly their forces were, how well equipped they were. As when you mentioned like some of the elites, he's very curious about them, about the orcs that made up their number, but then also asking more almost like for warriors, light-hearted questions. Your mention, Grishnak, of fighting this massive orc. He kind of almost wants like a blow-by-blow account of the fight. He kind of revels in your tale of victory there. This is obviously like an old warrior who's quite enjoying listening to your stories. And after a while, as sleep does begin to take you, if you want to go ahead and all take yourself a long rest, as you are unable to keep pushing on any, unless anyone wants to try and stay awake and wants to go and do anything.
I'm gonna go
You always have that option.
dance on a table.
Yep. Okay, so Rogar goes table dancing. The rest of you get a long rest.
Yeah.
Rogar takes another level of exhaustion.
But I get a load of singles in my pants.
You get a long rest, Rory. You don't have to
No,
roll
that's
for it.
the wand.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Okay, so you only get a couple of charges back, so it's on 3.
Yeah.
But hey. Okay, also Traxes will get all of his health back. Also, any mounts that had taken damage in that initial ambush, just make sure to
Oh yeah, of course.
put their health back up, as they also benefit from rests.
I think Traxis is like curled up on top of the tower, like a cat.
Some of the guards are actually watching him a little bit warily. It's like they've seen that he's with you guys, and that he's not a danger, but at the same time, it's just a little bit. You can see they're a little bit jumpy around like the basic dragon shape.
Understandable.
Yeah, there's
I
a couple of
imagine he
points
loves
where
that.
where you see a guard turn, like, marching up the wall, turns around, marching back towards the turret, and suddenly kind of jumps as they turn around. It's like, oh, it's just the wyvern.
It's like a big cat yawn, like stretching out.
With a little chuckle under his breath.
Oh, what an asshole! Love him.
Yeah, he kind of is. Did we lose a? We lost a cow.
Cow's gone.
Oh, he's
It
back.
wasn't me.
It's back.
No, it's normally you, Rory.
I know.
Dropping in and out.
Sorry, fucking around my computer and it went wrong.
No, that's quite right. Okay. So, as you all wake up and take a bit of time just to gather yourself, there's a guard pokes his head in about 10 minutes after you've all woken. It does seem to be quite dark outside now, sun having set. Your guys' sleep pattern is fucked. But he does stick his head and goes, I was told to fetch you when you woke. The governor would like to speak with you all at your convenience.
Mm.
Right.
I put on my noble's finery
Yep.
and wander over.
Is there a mirror I can crimp in front of?
I mean, I'm sure you own a mirror, don't you?
I would like to think so, but I don't think I technically do.
I mean, I think for flavour, I would allow you could use your duplicate as a mirror.
Oh hell yeah!
So like any physical change you make would also be reflected in a duplicate.
Cool. Sounds lovely to me.
Rory just pops duplicate Rory in just for a few minutes while he's there just doing his hair and making sure he's all presentable.
Oh, we have a moment, lads. Quick question. How are we actually going to get back to Fandolin?
We could ride.
We could ride, or we could, I suppose, see if that man in the shop could send us back. Is that
Yeah,
it?
I was thinking about the teleportation.
But isn't he teleported us
Into
closer
Baldur's
to
Gate.
aye.
So we don't actually know whether there is a teleportation circle there or not. So we could find out.
You know that there's a circle because you arrived at one. You
Oh,
don't
yeah,
know
sure.
for sure whether there's somebody there who could cast the spell to send you back through it.
Well, do you want me to contact Sister Garielli or the chap in the shop and see if we can sort something out?
You could do the chap in the shop. Are we on? What was his name again?
Do you remember his name?
Begin with a B.
I'm consulting the Oracle.
I would say that you guys remember. His name was Corfell.
Corfell.
Yes. I will type that up for you.
What are you thinking, Gotrek? You believe this is all over and we're going back now?
No, but we need to resupply, as it were. But it's just making plans. Do you not think that would be a thinking steps ahead?
Yes, of course. I think if anyone's watching, Rogard never expected to actually go back to Fandolin. Never. I don't think he expected to survive. I thought about it.
Right.
You seem a bit shocked by all this.
I just don't think I don't think this is over.
Aye, not by a
No, I
long
agree.
shot, but still. That's where we got our supplies. We've got the wagon that I've been working on. I want to show everyone. We've got some new weapons in the mix. We got new supplies, gadgets, and the such.
You miss your
to
forge, don't you, Gotrek?
slightly. Haven't forged anything in like weeks.
That is understandable. Well, I think what we should do is we'll attend this meeting, see what Leosin has to say. he might be able to confirm whether there's anything in that cave that we need to. I'll look around. Deal with, and then I don't know. I can mention, and we need to let him know who sent us. But I don't think I should do that in front of the governor, just in case.
Agreed.
I probably wise.
I mean, as bad as it sounds, we've basically got to assume that anyone we meet could be part of the dragon cult.
Yeah.
Mm.
Wise to be
Well,
If
careful.
we had a way of detecting them, it would be so much easier. Oh, that could be an idea.
well, let's go and talk to these men and see what they have to say.
Aye.
Okay, so you're heading to the governor's quarters.
Yes, please.
So the guard who came to fetch you, he's waiting outside, and if you would please follow me. Marches you along. You get up into the governor's quarters. They look like they. You get the impression this isn't normally where he lives. This is more where he works. So it's got more the look of an office that has had a small bed hastily assembled in one corner. There's papers scattered around. It's a lot messier than you're expecting, to be honest. There is obviously the sense of a bit of finery and a bit of wealth here and there, but it looks much more like an untidy and chaotic office that has been in pretty much constant use since all this started. There is a reasonably sized circular table in the middle of the room that he and Leosin are currently sat at. Leosin's looking a little bit better himself. He's been cleaned up, so you can still see the bruises on his face, the cuts, quite nasty cuts as well. We're not talking like little slices. We're talking like some quite sizable gashes. But he's had the blood cleaned up. He's had the dirt and the sweat cleaned off of him. He's changed clothes into just like a simple long brown robe that's at least in better condition. And he's sat there with a hot steaming cup in front of him. Likewise, the governor. And they look up as you enter. Ah, you have awoken, feeling well rested, I hope.
Aye, pretty well rested, I think.
Good, good. You'll be pleased to know that so far, the guards that we sent out to watch the outskirts have not reported any activity. They haven't seen anyone approaching. We'll be keeping extra vigilant eye out over the night, of course, just in case they try to use cover of darkness to return. Well, I suppose the floor is yours, my friend. He turns to Leosin. Well, if you'd like to sit or stand, I suppose that's your call, but I have a fair bit to recount that may interest you.
I'll
Oh, yeah,
take a
sit down.
seat.
There
We'll
are
stand.
there are 4 seats available,
I'll stand
and obviously there is the bed as well. But Rogar, you choose to stand.
like a man.
Stand, legs spread,
have sensible.
arms folded.
Head slightly raised, like.
Yeah.
Well, I was able to learn a reasonable amount from my time in their camp. Sadly, I was not able to learn more before your arrival. I don't wish to sound ungrateful, but well, it somewhat compromised my investigation, shall we say.
Your investigation of being a captive.
He does look a little embarrassed at this. Captive was not my original intention, but it served its purpose. You can learn a lot from a villainous individual prone to gloating. Especially one
That's
who-
why you had no. That's why you weren't tied to the stake.
I mean, they tied me to the stake, but when I heard a bell ringing, followed by a large explosion, and saw fire spreading everywhere, decided, well, probably not much point sticking around after this, and I was right. So I began loosening my binds. I was not as helpless as they believed me to be. I was simply waiting for my moment, which you provided. But anyway,
You're very welcome.
I do appreciate the help. I understand you acted with the purest of intentions. Well, I suppose I should preface by telling you a little bit about myself. I am a harper. Are you familiar with the harpers?
Yes. I'll sort of
I-
awkwardly look at the governor and then back at Leosin. Yes, actually, my brother sent us to find you.
Your
Twang
brother?
Waters.
You know Twang?
Yes.
You're his brother?
Um,
A term of endearment, I
we
assume.
grew up together.
I see. Oh, well then. A friend of Twang's is a friend of mine. Would he sent you to find me?
He was worried. Apparently, you hadn't been in touch.
He worries like an old mother hen. It's
Yeah.
true he contacted me maybe a couple of months ago, vexing and stressing over my my investigation, worried that I was going to get myself into trouble, that I was taking too many risks. I didn't expect that he would go so far as to seek out adventurers to come and find me. Well, then you probably know that I have been investigating the dragon cult for some time now. All of us have. Well, all of us with a brain between our ears. The Harpers have been overly cautious in recent decades. As a whole, the organization is reluctant to fully commit to looking into this issue with the dragon cult, but I knew that was a mistake. I've been investigating them anyway, and I hope that what I have learned will finally push, will give our leader the evidence she needs to present before the council to actually push them to action. Well, what do you know already? This will be easier if I can fill in the blanks for you rather than going over information that you've already learned. What did Twang tell you?
Well,
The
a
gathering of
horde
souls.
fit for a god, wasn't
Yes.
it?
I
A horde
see.
fit for a god. We know they plan to resurrect Tiamat.
Oh, well, I was going to say it's probably best to wait for the governor to leave before we mention that, but
I mean-
Governor holds his hand up. Our friend here has already briefed me on the situation.
Mm.
Do not worry about that. Yeah, he does look at you slightly curiously at that, Grishnak. You worry about my trustworthiness?
I wouldn't be so offended by it. I just don't fucking know you.
It's a fair point.
That's true as well. If you think of the dragon cult as well, as anyone can be a cultist.
Yes, it's more caution rather than anything personal. I assure you, Governor.
And with the gravity of the situation, I don't think it's appropriate just to be telling anyone.
Well, I assure you, you can trust me in this. I am not a cultist.
Insight?
Yeah, go
Oh,
ahead.
it says what?
Inside that shit.
Just with a definitive statement.
I almost said what then? Yeah, no, go ahead. You can insight that. Anyone who wants to can.
Wow.
Yeah, it seems honest.
Cool. I'm convinced.
Does anyone else? Does anyone else
Yeah,
want to insight that? Grishnak, do you want to insight him?
yeah, I'll give it a go since I'm
Yeah,
more curious.
he seems sincere.
Sorry, I'm late, boys. I slept in.
Ah, Calibre, thank you for joining us. Don't worry, you haven't missed much. It does look back to you, Grishnak. Anyway, I can assure you that I would not sell out my own people like this. I'm as committed in this as you are now.
Well, it's nice to have allies, I suppose.
Aye.
Leosin is looking there. He's looking a little bit impatient. So, if we could get back to the matter at hand.
Oh, of course.
Yes, a horde fit for a queen, for God. That's correct. It is not so much. It is not that they wish to resurrect Tiamat. Because of her nature, she cannot be killed. Tiamat resides in one of the 9 layers of hell. She resides in Avernus, where she's been imprisoned for a long time. In fact, the last time she was even able to leave as an avatar was millennia ago. She has remained trapped there for a long time. The cults do now wish to free her. It is an interesting development in their activities. The cult previously, they were concerned with the creation of Dracoliches. They believed that Dracoliches were the rightful rulers and masters of the world, due to an interpretation of a passage in an ancient text that has since been reinterpreted by the cult's current leadership. Where once I can't remember the exact quote off the top of my head, but yes, basically it is a matter of a comma, if that makes sense.
New rulership, new leadership, you said.
Yes, the cult was it was once led by an individual named Samastar. I'll put that in chat for you. He was killed a long time ago by Harpers, but the cult went underground and he did return as a lich before being finally destroyed entirely. The cult went through a bit of a turbulent period for a long time, during which we heard very little of them, knew little of their activities, until relatively recently, an individual by the name of Severin Silvergin took over. I will write that for you. He is now leader absolute of the cult. And he believes that an old text known as the Chronicles of Years to Come, the text that Samastar had used as the basis for his entire philosophy, for the Cult of Dragons' entire philosophy, he believed that it had been mistranslated and misread, emphasis on the wrong points. It's amazing the difference a bit of punctuation makes when dealing with prophecy and religious dogma. Instead believing that rather than venerating Dracoliches, that it is living dragons that should reign supreme, particularly Tiamat. To that end, they are trying to return her to the material plane so that she can rule over all.
So, where do the orcs fit into this then? Do you know anything about that?
Not as much as I would like. I know that they are led by Kalgarak, a particularly fearsome orc from Highmoor. He has been somehow seduced by promises of power, from what I can understand. From what I witnessed in the camp, I have never seen this Garak, nor have I. I know little of him directly, beyond that which I just told you. I observed his lieutenant in the camp, Barag. A name that would carry more meaning if that guy wasn't now dead.
Sorry.
It's alright. Sir, no longer appearing in this campaign.
He's come back as an orcish lich.
Who knows? Who knows? Don't give me ideas. Yes, there's, from observing this Barag, his overhearing some of the conversations that I was able to between him and Rezmir. I'm sorry, I'm going too fast. Rezmir was the leader of... was the cultist of superior rank in the camp. She is the half-dragon that I'm sure you encountered.
Oh, she's the one that Gotrek fucked up.
Kind of raises an eyebrow while looking towards you, Gotrek. She lies slain.
Gave her a pretty scar on her chest.
You gave them all in a scar, mate. Fucking hell.
You have made yourself a powerful enemy there. She is the Black Worm Speaker.
Well, she knows where she knows my name, and I'll slay her next time. Aye, did you not hear me scream it when
I did hear that.
Aye.
Rogar slaps his face. Oh!
What?
You may come to regret not killing her when you had the chance, my friend.
She was a worthy foe, and
We did try.
aye.
She's a dangerous individual, and the fourth highest ranked member of the Dragon Cult.
Your pride will kill you, Godric.
Anyway,
There's always next time, Rogar. Don't worry about that.
you asked of the Orc's involvement in this. The impression I got is that the alliance is somewhat tenuous. The Orcs certainly don't respect the humans, though they do seem to respect the power of dragons. Barag was cordial with Rezmir, but downright condescending in his dealings with any of the human or half-elven, dwarven, any of the other members of the cults.
Wait, sorry, did you say dwarven?
Yes, the cults is very cosmopolitan in that sense.
Shit.
Dwarves, halflings, elves.
Dragonborn?
Interestingly, no.
Good.
I have not.
So we can trust dragonborns then?
You kind of looks to you, Rogai. I assume you are not. You've not told them of the full nature of the relationship between dragons and dragonborn.
Not entirely sure it's any of their business, but no.
I will not pry. It is no matter. No, dragonborns generally do not. Even those that are more selfish and hungry for power do not tend to lean towards Tiamat. It is a cultural issue. No,
Spit on the floor.
the governor does wince. However, the cult does number several half-dragons. It is probably a good idea, looking to you, Gotrek, that you not confuse the two. Dragonborns are not half-dragons.
Right, I'll remember that for next time.
Yes.
The key is the tail. I point no tail at me.
Right.
Tail. No
Okay.
tail. Tail.
Tail.
I never noticed you hadn't got a tail before.
No, I can't say I did either, but
It's normally covered by my cloak, but it's no tail.
Yeah, I always
Should
assumed
have
you had a
left up
tail over
Rogar's
there.
cape.
no tail.
Slap your hand. Give your hands to yourself.
Uh,
Well, you learn something new every day, don't you?
Aye, I didn't know
Now you-
Dragonborn didn't have tails.
I knew that.
Anyway,
Well, goes into the book of life.
anyway, I had been studying the cult's previous attacks and concluded the time was right for the cult to strike a bigger target. They had been picking at smaller, smaller settlements, raiding merchant caravans. Nothing sizable. I did my research. I knew that Greenest was prosperous but poorly defended. No offense, Governor. It seemed the most likely target.
And did you warn anybody in Greenest about this?
You must understand. I'm trying to see the bigger picture. It was necessary to let this attack happen so that I could
What?
get this opportunity, so that more lives can be saved.
You're talking out of your arsehole, mate.
That is your opinion?
Don't matter how hard the stakes are, you don't let innocent people die.
I am trying to prevent it. Sometimes difficult decisions must be made.
Perhaps it would have been better to go about it another way, other than obviously letting this massacre happen, I think.
Time is a factor.
Aye, time is a factor in this, but things could have possibly been done differently. But you will live with what has happened here, probably for the rest of your days.
I'm sure I will. Hopefully, I can also...
Make amends.
Yes. If this information is able to stop the cult's plan, then I will weigh that positively.
Keep talking then.
Well, I visited this town, the intent of staying until something happened. When the attack came, I separated from my colleagues who are not aware of my true nature. They are simply scholars. I attempted to fall in with the raiders as they retreated. I hoped to actually infiltrate their numbers. It started well enough, but I was discovered and taken as a prisoner instead. I did my best to use the situation to my advantage, and I learnt quite a bit about what's going on.
Well,
The attack was actually led by an individual named Frulam Mondath. I believe you encountered her in the fight. Does she still live? Armoured, purple robes, short crop of black hair,
Yes, she lives.
wields a halberd.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Speaking
She's
of which,
alive.
because you did come face to face with her, Gotrek, that's not the one I want. I will show you. Several of you would have gotten a good view of her.
For fuck's sake. 2 leaders in my sights and I couldn't even kill one.
She appears to be second lieutenant to Galvan, the Blue Worm Speaker. She was in charge of the attack. She ran the camp. Shortly after I was delivered there, that is when Resmir arrived. Barag arrived with a detachment of orcs soon after still. Frulam got quite a dressing down, shall we say. for her failures in attacking Greenest. Beg your pardon. It might somewhat soothe you to know that the cult do consider the attack on Greenest to have failed.
Aye, but is she a power? She seems to be a powerful magic user.
Among the numbers of the cult, I would say she is far from the most powerful. She is as adept with her blade as she is with her spells.
Aye, she's valuable. She wouldn't get killed, not by that. She's probably going to make amends, probably by coming after us.
It is not within Resmir's power to punish her directly.
Aye, but what better way to atone for a failure? Go after the ones that have caused said failure.
Well, maybe that I cannot speak to. I should probably speak to the cult has organized themselves as such. There are 5 worm speakers. At the top, the most important, is Severin. He is the red worm speaker. Below him, an individual who I know only as Galvan. I know nothing more of him than that. He is the blue worm speaker. Below that, I know that there is a green worm speaker. Their identity I have not been able to discover. Resmir is the black worm speaker. And finally there is the white worm speaker. Again, their identity I have not been able to discern. Each one has various subordinates underneath them. The reasons
And are
for
they
them...
all-
No, continue.
Are they all half dragons?
No. No, I know that Severin and Galvan are both human.
Right. Sorry,
to
continue.
my knowledge, Resmir is the only high-ranking half-dragon in their number. But I do not know the identities of the green or white dragon worm speakers, so... They call themselves this because of... There is an artifact that they are trying to recover. Some form of device that allows them to commune more closely with dragons. Oh, bloody hell. There is believed to be one. Is believed to be in 5 parts, and there is one for each chromatic colour of dragons. And they are working to recover these artifacts. I know that Severin already possesses one. But this information I learnt a while ago. I do not know how their search goes, or whether they have acquired more since then.
That's not good news.
He does look pointedly at you. That is the information that I was willing to risk so much for. It is by that means, and that means alone, that they can bring Tiamat into the material plane. If we can prevent them from acquiring all the parts of this artifact, then they are foiled. No amount of loot, no matter how great the hoard they acquire is, they can do nothing without this thing.
And where do they have any idea where it is? I mean,
It's in 5 pieces. It's 5 locations. They've got one,
At least one.
at least one that we know of.
do we?
Your information is correct.
Yeah. Would we have any idea where any of it is? Any pieces? Or where they'll be looking at next?
That, at the present, I do not know. I need to get in touch with various contacts, put out feelers, see what we can learn.
What about that cave
Ah, yes, the cave.
back at their camp?
Ties into the reason why Resmir came to the camp in the first place. She brought with her, as much as they tried to keep it a secret, it became open fairly quickly. She brought with her a clutch of eggs, black dragon eggs.
So it is.
I think we need to go back to that camp
Well,
and smash those eggs.
given everything that's happened, returning might not be the best idea. I don't know. Yes, we probably do need to do something.
Well, from that information that you've just given us, they're going to be using dragons of some description. Young, probably old. There was that blue one here. She's got a clutch of black dragon eggs.
Yes, I believe you're responsible for slaying the blue dragon.
Just going to point to Rory. He slayed it.
I dealt the fatal blow, but it wasn't a solo effort, I assure you.
Bringing down such a creature never is. Well, you may be happy to know that the loss of that dragon has brought a lot of shame upon Mondath.
Hmm.
That is why they consider this attack a failure, regardless of how much plunder they acquired. To lose a dragon, that is a terrible blow for the cult. Terrible.
Do you have any idea how many more dragons they've got at their call?
I could not give you any number. From how they spoke of it, I would imagine not many. Not nearly enough they can afford to lose one.
So what's the plan? You put out your feelers and we just sit around?
Well,
I would
hmm.
I would suggest that we perhaps, with the information now that we've got, it's going to be a long, hard fight, that we gather resources together, do what we can in a short span of time, and get ready for the next part of this. Because it's going to probably get a lot more, how do we say, rough, probably.
I mean, if you're willing to return, denying those eggs to the cult would definitely be a victory. Getting in and out of that cave might not be so easy.
Getting in's going to be the hard part now. I mean, they saw us go up the cliff, so they know that way is going to be a bit of a shit way back in. They'll probably have patrols all the way around.
Yes.
I mean, I'm no expert, but how long do dragon eggs take to hatch? And then, how long are we looking at before what comes out of them's even a threat to us?
Exactly.
Their
I have no
gestation
clue.
period is long, but I believe that Resmir, the reason the Resmir wanted to, the reason she needed to stop at the camp and set the eggs up there was because apparently they are close to hatching. Dragons take a long time to mature, but even a young dragon is fairly formidable.
Is that their permanent camp?
Permanent? No, they have not been there long.
So if they're moving around then?
Yes,
Is there anything special about that cave?
not that I know of. It's convenient.
Because maybe there's something like a prerequisite for a egg to hatch or something like a...
Otherwise, why set them down? Why not have them on the move if it can just hatch without conditions?
Exactly.
It's
Perhaps we
not-
can wait until they move.
It is not so much that they need specific conditions, no, nothing beyond what anything would require, but I believe she did not want to risk any complications arising from them hatching while they travelled. She wanted them secure and safe.
Hmm.
doubt highly that we can make it back into that camp, let alone that cave, without some level of enormous subterfuge. Is it worth waiting until they move on and then investigate the cave?
I think by the time they move on, the dragons will be hatched.
Can they fly when freshly hatched? I don't know about a dragon's anatomy.
I do not expect the cultists to make any sudden changes in their plans or mode of operation. Heading back immediately may not be essential.
So we can wait.
Maybe.
Do we know the next targets at least?
No, it was enough work just deducing they would strike here. I do not know where they may head next. I need a few more days to recover myself. Once I'm ready to travel, I will be heading north to Elturel. There's a friend of mine I need to speak to.
Is this to do with the dragon cult? Is this just as a house call?
It is business. It's not a secret. He's a paladin of Torm, a member of the Order of the Gauntlet. A man named Onthar Froom.
Order of the Gauntlet.
You are familiar with them?
A little.
Anyway, he is something of an ally in all of this. Mutual interest. You'll be keen to know what I've learned.
What are our next steps? I look at the group.
Well,
Godric's just stroking his beard. Like,
we need
You're going to give Cal beard envy.
Oh god.
he's thinking face, like hard thinking face. Not even like.
Well, we need to stop the eggs from hatching, but we don't need to go. So what? We reinforce. We gather what we need.
We need to, yes,
Well,
wait, I think.
there is great risk in returning there to deal with these eggs, but if you did so, you'd be doing a great service. I can pay. If you're willing to do that, I can reimburse you with coin.
How are we gonna get there? We can't make an infiltration again. The last time.
I'm sure I could get it again.
But could you get through
Just
the
the rest of
camp into the tunnel, destroy the eggs by yourself?
I don't think so.
Ah, wait. What if we seal the tunnel?
How?
Right. Quite DM question. DM question.
Dynamite!
DM question.
Same question.
no
Do we have any
light.
bombs on us?
No, my hammer.
Yes.
If I was to shoot a lightning bolt straight through the ground at the edge of that cliff face, could I theoretically cause a landslide?
No, ground types are immune to electric. Basically, you don't know any reason of why that would work.
Bruh.
Bruh. Could Cal use a fireball on the cliff face and make a landslide?
No, I mean it wasn't like a loosely packed cliff
face.
face. It was quite together. Don't see any reason why. Yeah, you'd need something quite substantial to bring that down.
We have some. Rory, can you make people a little invisible?
No. We have that one potion.
Perhaps maybe we should go and at least investigate the area. Maybe inspiration will strike.
Hmm.
Something we've not seen before.
Yes, to be fair, when we were last there, we didn't really stop to observe. We just,
No.
yeah. So maybe if we can find a safe space to watch, maybe Gotrek can use Scardy again for us.
I can only use her for about how long was it? 100 feet.
100 feet.
I no, but she can go in like we did before, and she can relay. To me, back to me,
Yep,
like we did
That
before.
worked.
So we could do that. Is there a range on that, or is that like to be decided?
Not really.
No, so we could like park a mile away and be like, right, Scardy, go. And we just have a cup of tea while she does her recon, fly, and come back.
I mean, we could cause a big distraction.
Could cause a forest fire, actually.
Another one?
Yeah.
Forest fire.
This time on the other side of the camp.
Yeah, exactly.
They'll have
You
no
never do
idea.
know there weren't really any forests nearby.
Oh, okay.
No.
Well, could we make Taraxis drink the potion? And basically the equivalent of the Wonder Woman's invisible jet with just Rogar.
Fly straight in the cave.
Just Rogar just like straddling the air in front of him.
Yeah. Like would that work? Like
I think going there, setting up shop, have a watch, see what we see.
what use Scardy and stuff.
Yeah.
Or, like actually try and infiltrate ourselves.
Well, we could look over down from the cliffs.
Yeah, we can watch. We don't have to go in to see what's going on.
Yeah. I mean, but the worry is so obviously we infiltrated from the cliff face. I would guess that they wouldn't leave those cliff faces unattended.
Well, we
So-
don't know till we go there.
That's true. I'm all up for going.
Yeah.
It's just the way getting in has changed dramatically because we can't get in.
I just
The
mean, if
same
we
way.
don't go back, what are we going to do? Go back to Fandolin?
No. I'm saying like we can still go, but maybe do what Rory suggested. Wait for them to move. Like if the dragon eggs do hatch, they can't really hide baby dragons unless they're going to stick them in a giant wagon or a cart. In which case, then we can ambush the cart, or Calibre can blow up the cart with a fireball.
Is there no one we can rely on? The Order of the Gauntlet or the Lord's Alliances with any reinforcements?
The
Anything?
Lord's Alliance aren't going to help us.
Part
What
of-
about
Go ahead.
the orcs?
What
Like,
about the orcs?
Oh,
they're really not going to be happy with the dragon cultists now when they're sharing a camp with them. I've already asserted that I'm pretty much the strongest orc about that place at the moment. If I go back and give them a strong talking to, I might convince them to take up arms for our side.
Grishnak has alphaed all over their asses.
Oh. It could be worth it, having Grishnak infiltrate and talk to them, see if he can turn them.
a few dozen orcs could run rampant in there and cause quite a distraction.
Yes. With a few dozen orcs, we might be able to take down the whole camp.
Aye, and we may be able to kill Mondath and also Rizmir.
Mm,
Maybe.
Let's take it. Why don't we rest? And then we can
Already
head back.
rest.
again?
If you can head there in the cover of night, arrive by morning.
True. I will go with what everybody thinks.
Aye, this is a big decision. This probably is more. No, it's going to be more hazardous than last time we were there.
There's no harm in looking.
Aye, no,
If
no
it's,
harm
too,
in
if it's too dangerous, we come back.
Aye,
Yeah, I agree.
No heroics.
aye. It might be worth us.
Look at it, Gotrek.
Yeah.
What do you mean by that?
Yeah, no shouting your name at them either this time.
Yes, keep your name in your mouth where it belongs.
Aye, it was only my name. It's not like any of you. Oh, wait, no, actually. Yeah, aye, none of you gave your names away. It's just fine.
Gotrek Doomfist of the Wave Echo Cave of Phandalin.
I did not mention Fandolin or Wavicle Cave. And besides, that's not my home.
Well,
Yeah,
I think news of Phandalin may have spread. The orcs have definitely been there. It doesn't
Aye.
matter. What's done is done. It matters not.
what's to stop Garrett from sending an orc raiding party out to Mithril Hall?
I'd like to see him try.
Shall we go?
Aye,
Godtrek,
aye.
do you think you could send a message to Sister Gariellis telling her that we got Leosin out?
Of course, I can do that right now. Anything
Might
else?
be a good idea. Leosin, do you agree to that?
Yes, no, I have no objections. Maybe also let her know that my work gathering intelligence and evidence has been fruitful.
Okay,
Good.
I'll do that now. Okay, so Sister Garielli, this is Gotrek Doomfist. We've got Leosin, and he says his research has borne fruit, his investigations borne fruit, and that's pretty much it.
Okay. You get most of the way through that last sentence before you feel the
thing go.
spell's limit.
Yeah.
There's a moment. Brother Gortrek, this is excellent news. I will pass this along to Twang. We look forward to hearing from you soon. All is well on this front.
Okay.
That's what you got.
Right. She says thank you. Twang says thank you. And everything's okay back at home.
Good.
Let's go then. No time, no reason in dallying.
Yeah, the sooner we go back, the least they'll be expecting it.
You are returning to the camp then?
Aye.
It's very brave of you, and I applaud your efforts in hindering the cult. Come find me at Elturel. Elturel, sorry. I will pay you for your work if you're able to destroy these eggs.
Okay.
You got it, boss.
If they don't hatch, we could probably take one.
What do you mean?
Well,
Godtrek?
Gotrek may need a live specimen, obviously, for weapons testing.
Godtrek,
Aye.
these things are pure evil.
Exactly.
Purest evil.
Well, we killed a blue one. We got scales, its heart, its eyes.
I just want you to understand that if you try and bring a baby dragon back, Cal will want it as a pet.
Aye, but it doesn't breathe fire. Does it? Does black ones breathe fire?
I don't think they do.
Carl would only want the ones that breathe fire.
You know that black dragons breathe acid.
Hmm.
It's the red dragons
Aye.
that breathe fire.
Oh, so it could breathe on us and we'd get real high.
Yes, that type of acid.
Well,
I think that's
Let's
more
go.
of a purple dragon.
Yeah. Yeah, let's go. Tally ho.
Tally ho!
Right then.
On Ramsey, on Butthead, on Sif, and on Moonin.
As you go to leave, the governor does get up and follow you. Oh, one moment. There was one thing. I talked with one of the prisoners that you rescued, a man named Bernard. He is a carter by trade. I had a word with him. He's going to transport those dragon parts back to Phandalin for you.
Oh, lovely.
It's quite all right.
Excellent.
I think it's the least we can do.
What was it? Bernard?
Bernard, yes.
Bernard, yeah.
He gives you a slight withering look. Yes, Bernard. Anyway, I've seen to paying for his travel expenses. He'll be setting off within a couple of days. We'll
Lovely.
get those transported for you.
Well, we certainly appreciate it. Saves us a job.
Like I said, it's the least we can do.
How long would it take to get to Fandolin from here?
Probably about a month.
Many days.
Oh,
Yeah, I think looking at about a month.
How long would it take to get to
double
Waterdeep from here?
I will. Can we
Uh,
send the delivery
I'm
address
asking
to
you to join
actually
us.
Wave Echo Cave?
I mean, Wave Echo Cave isn't on our maps. He can.
So take them to Fandolin and say to them, "Can you please take it to Wave Echo Cave?"
Yep, I'll pass that on. That's fine.
What about your apprentice? Can't she look after everything?
Aye, that's what I'm planning on doing. And also the fact of I've got some plans actually for this stuff. I think we are going to need some bit more heavy duty gear if we're going to be fighting bigger and harder dragons. Do we agree with that?
Yeah, I'd say so. I don't feel particularly safe at any point in the day.
Well,
Just
I
generally
can't really
sort of
help with
ever.
that. Your sword, however, I'm happy to make some improvements upon it if you need it.
That'd be great.
Get more stabbing power.
I think Rogar's going to walk out at this point.
He-
Collect his stuff.
Well then, boys, we didn't do a good enough job of getting ourselves killed the last time, so we better try
Let's
again.
do it again.
Yep.
Okay, so Governor nods to you, goes back to the table. Him and Leosin carry on talking, and there's a lot of pointing at maps and yeah, kind of heads hunched over, grave discussion as you gather up your stuff and prepare to head out again. You are returning to the camp. Okay then.
Sorry.
I
Actually,
yeah,
No,
we're all
it's
going
absolutely
to die.
fine. Absolutely fine.
just before I leave, I just say to Leosin, far now, you leave another town in the lurch again, you're going to be in fucking trouble, sunshine.
Well, hopefully that won't be necessary again. If it is, I'll hold you to that. How does that sound?
Fair enough.
Onwards.
Kind of, he does look like he's about to say something else, but he looks like he bites his tongue at the last minute and goes back to his work.
And what, mate?
You what?
And fucking what, mate? Okay. So, yep, you heading straight out? You taking time to gather anything, or you? I mean, I will say it did seem clear from what the governor said when he left last time that this is that what they were giving you at that point was pretty much everything they had.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have we got scraps of paper and ink and
I've
all
got
that
some
stuff?
paper.
You do. Excellent.
Okay.
Can I also give the bone that I've been carrying to Cart as well to be sent back?
Yeah,
I'm not
you're
gonna
able to
bother.
find Bernard, and and pass that on to
Bernard.
him. Gets that loaded up with the rest.
Cool.
Cool.
Okay. Are you heading back the same way that you went the first time round? Are you taking a different route?
I would say a different way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's approach it from the east side this time, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are you
Southeast.
going to loop round from the south and coming from the east, or are you going to go in the north and coming from the east?
I think we
I'd
should
say
go up that
north.
stream, maybe.
Yeah, but aren't they searching that way?
Yeah, let's not go the stream.
Okay.
Well, it has been over 8 hours since then, remember, as well.
So should we go north and then east, or south and then east?
What does everyone else say?
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
north and then east.
Put you on the
Yeah.
map. Okay. So it will take you a bit longer to get there this time then. It's about 8 hours last time with you guys moving at a fair lick. What kind of pace are you taking? Normal? Are you going fast? Are you taking a slower, stealthier approach?
Would you reckon normal, then stealthy?
I'd say if we go fast and then stealthy.
from, like, Naruto,
Fast and stealthy.
Faster than stealthy.
like Naruto run it and then slink into the shadows. Well, once we get round the
Exactly.
corner, I can do pass without trace.
You're
Okay.
describing my lovemaking.
Oh, I don't know if that's in character or not. I'm not going to pry.
Oh, it's definitely not. I don't think Rogar's done any lovemaking.
Far too much.
Whoa.
Dragon love.
Oh, cow.
I won't get into it, but I've been saying one-liners for the last half an hour that you guys haven't heard
Yeah, it cuts in and out, I'm afraid.
because I borrowed my daughter's headset that didn't want to work, even though I could hear you guys.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Well, I have a week to.
You do know? Have you got any just like earbuds or anything like that?
Yeah, they don't work, mate. I've plugged them into every hole in the PC that they will go into.
I was gonna say
And
because if you plug earbuds into a microphone jack and talk into the earbud, it sometimes works as a microphone.
What? Physically into the
Yeah.
earbud?
Yeah, because it's because the earbud, basically a speaker works exactly the same way as a microphone works. It's a diaphragm that pushes air around. So if it's reading the output as an input, it still works exactly the same way.
Oh, I feel like
What
I'm back
is
at
this?
college doing
Ah.
music production.
What is this new devilry?
Yeah, man. Yeah. It's a cheeky audio hack.
Don't tell the government.
So, so you start off at a fair pace, moving fast, and as you start to think closer to the camp. So after about 6 hours of travel, you start to slow down, take a slower pace, keeping an eye out, being more careful. As you
Do we want?
go ahead.
Go on, mate. No, I was just going to say, do we want to rest at any point? But I don't think we do. So
So
Carry
it's
on.
up to you. So you've been travelling now for so you did about 6 hours going fast. You start to slow down. At this point, you've been travelling for about, I'm going to say, probably about 11 hours or so.
I would say I have burned 2 level 3 spell slots already.
Have you?
Have you been to?
Yeah.
Because sending.
You did one
That's one.
sending spell.
Did you not get my message? No.
Oh, wait,
Okay.
hang on.
Right.
Did
Unless
you-
I've sent that to someone else.
I think you might have said it. I don't
Yeah,
have.
I did.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
what's this? God, this is disgusting.
that big old dwarf D.
Can you send nudes with sending?
A description.
It doesn't fit in 25 words or less.
Yeah, he needs to use a lot of adjectives to describe the smallness of it.
Oh, that hurt.
Anyway,
lads. Ban.
Well, I mean, we could. I was thinking, if we get to the place by sunrise, we could take turns having rest and take turns watching the camp, and then by the time we're all rested, it's night again.
That is an excellent idea.
That is an excellent idea.
Yeah, I have a big brain.
Okay.
Big brain boy.
So yeah, you've been
Big
traveling
brain
for about 11 hours at this point, and you guesstimate based on your previous journey and what you've been able to learn of this area of the landscape that you're roughly more or less directly north of the camp.
Nice.
It is going to be at this point. No, because it's quite. Hang on. Evening, 11 hours. Yeah. Okay. No, you. Yeah. So you continue on. Gone for a few more hours, and you kind of hook around, start to come around the backside. Sorry, the eastern side of the camp. Let's all go to that map. Make life easier.
Oh God.
Oh
Not
no,
again.
not again.
My PTSD just kicked in.
Back so soon.
Gloria.
I genuinely didn't think we were going to be coming back here this session.
No, same.
I wasn't sure, honestly, but that's fine. That's the point of D&D is we can be fluid. So you're on the map now. So put yourself where, roughly along that eastern edge where you want to approach from.
I was thinking like here,
Bearing in mind, you do remember
Right,
there being a guard
There is
tower
a
here.
tower.
so maybe even
is a tower.
further down here.
I was going to say, could we not come from here where the shrubs is?
Yeah, the shrubs seem like a better idea, but then we're sort of like parallel to the guard tower.
Yeah, I suppose. So we could. Well, because this is too far. This is too close to where we infiltrated before.
Like,
It's 200 feet.
Well, I mean, if we can't, I mean, there seems to be like plant life there. If we can't see anyone guarding that area, we could maybe.
What, this area? What,
This
jump
area.
down? Further fall down again.
No, we're not going in. We're just watching.
Yeah, I know. I thought you were on about the stuff down there.
I mean, like if it's any consolation, everything, like everyone who was like alive in that area, unless they've moved around, is dead now.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's all burnt.
So,
Okay.
Yeah.
what point are
gonna
you approaching
send-
from?
Oh, well.
Well, is
Um,
there a convenient cave we can hide in, boss?
I say
The
bushes
landscape
are
has got
shrubs a
various
bit.
caves around. As you get close, I mean, do you want to? You'd have to have a poke around, have a nosy around the caves to be sure. You can do me an investigation check as you go looking if you wish, or you can just
Let's do it.
do an investigation.
Cave.
Do
Cave life.
whoever wants to do it, roll with advantage because obviously if there's multiple of you looking.
Who's got best investigation?
I've got -1, so not me.
None of us are intelligent.
I had 0.
Hey!
That might be you then, Gotrek.
Yeah, I got 2 to my investigation.
Big brain.
Hey!
Yeah, big brain.
Yeah, about
know
about half a
everything.
mile out from the camp. You estimate about half a mile out from the camp. You find a cave that's it's fairly it's big enough that you could all get in comfortably rest. You wouldn't be, someone just walking past wouldn't be able to see you guys in there. But it's not like a labyrinth. It is basically like a little chamber.
And
Okay.
could we see the camp from there?
No.
Ah.
Well, no, but we could use Scardy to fly in if it's within half a mile. It'd be easy for us just to send her out. And if you want, if a raven is too inconspicuous or conspicuous or whatever the word is, drawing a blank at the minute, we dunk her in the potion of invisibility.
Well, can't you change your form though?
Huh?
You can
You
change
can
her
change
form. You got to recast the
yeah.
ritual, but yeah.
I got
Yeah.
recast the ritual and I need the incense.
I've got incense.
10 gold's worth. I need charcoal and a brazier or a piss pot.
Wow.
I had a piss pot before, didn't I?
I'm not sure what you had before.
I don't know. What did I have while I was on the move? I can't remember.
You could use your helmet.
I think you used the mess. You used the mess kit, I believe.
That's
Yeah.
right. Yep. Used a pot from a mess kit, like a mug or something.
Yeah, can I do that? What would I change it to though?
Spider.
Yeah.
Or an owl. Or even a bat. They've got blind sight. Metagaming.
Actually, that would be a
Yes,
good
but-
shout for the cave.
Yes, but if you're planning to be like a half mile off and send them doing a recon, if you've got a bat, they're going to come back. You're not going to be able to get anything from that.
It's like I sound saw some stuff.
Yeah, it would be very difficult to. I don't know. It's your call.
Owls have night vision, do they not?
Yes, they do.
Yes.
Oh,
Well,
I'll
it's daytime
turn.
now, right?
Yeah, but if it's going into a dark cave,
Yeah.
Isn't an owl quite big? I suppose if it's just floating around.
I can make it a teacup owl.
I think an owl's tiny.
Yeah, no, you can
I
make
mean,
it like a
they-
little
yeah,
really one.
an owl is bigger than a raven, but it is still a tiny creature, I think.
So I'll just go.
Okay, so you hole up in this cave then, and you're
Yeah, sorry, Scardy. I'll turn you back once it's all over.
because I have one just to add a
You got a
little
cave for us?
flavour.
Ooh.
What?
Dinky little map.
Oh.
Probably
Okay.
the smallest map that I have currently in our library.
So, guys, if we actually draw them all to us here, shouldn't we be able to just bottleneck them and kill them all?
Maybe let's not do that.
Oh,
Right.
Who wants?
death or glory.
We should sleep as well before we go in as well, so we don't get exhausted, innit?
Yeah. I think sleeping, eating, drinking, fucking, and sending out familiars.
Okay, so yeah, by the time you get to this place, by the time you've settled down and Gortrick has finished the ritual to turn Skadi into an owl, yeah, 12, 13 hours that you've been up and going for.
Okay. Can I set Scardy to the mouth of the cave? Keep watch.
And you take the opportunity to rest then, or are you sending Skadi out to scout now? Or
Long rest. She's going to stay at the mouth cave, and
okay,
are we sleeping until like nighttime?
Yeah.
well, it's
why not?
currently
I think we should-
about. Hang on, let me just. Oh, fuck. Look at this.
Well, you'll need a long rest to get your level 3 spell slots again.
Yeah. I think we need to do a bit of reconnaissance while it's daytime so we can
Yeah.
see what the hubbub is, but then also do some more when it's night to see how it's different.
Oh, wouldn't it have been better to keep Scardy then
about-
as the Raven?
It's
and
about,
then
Like-
change?
so it's about midday at the moment,
Yeah.
midday-ish, possibly shortly after.
Shit.
Well, like Rory said, we could just take it on shifts, like watching the camp and see if we can like notice any behavioural patterns. And
Yeah, I don't see why we can't sneak to somewhere and
Yeah. I don't think we
Watch.
should all do it though. Too many rolls.
no.
Yeah.
So, are you all taking a long rest now, or is some people resting? And what's the plan?
I think if I take like first shift out watching at daytime, I could either do blessing on myself or I could do the invisibility potion, whatever, to make sure I'm not seen and get some intel about what the state is.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah,
I will keep watch on the cave mouth for a little bit. Let people get a rest.
Sure. Okay. So, whoever wants to start their rest may do so. It's
Yeah.
shortly after noon. Rogar, you keep watch. Rui, you are heading to the camp.
I might go with Rory just as a bit of backup.
Okay.
Yeah,
Both of you
good
go.
idea.
What's your stealth, Grish?
It's what is it? 3, but
It's not
Okay,
bad.
got the same.
No, it's not too shabby.
yeah.
Okay then.
I was gonna say, are we able to like? This sounds really weird, but has anyone got any like do you know the blankets that we've got from like packs and stuff? Could we like
Are you talking about making a ghillie suit?
not a ghillie suit, but like a ghillie cape?
How
So
did I know?
Oh my god, you actually were talking about making a ghillie.
No, a ghillie cape to literally just put over you.
I
Could we do that, or is
Bad
that
roll.
like? Should I shut up
You-
and?
Could I mean you'd need to spend a bit of time gathering all the stuff for it, putting it together.
Is it worth it, or probably not?
It'd take a few hours' work.
It probably just give us the same benefit as Blessing of the Trickster.
Ultimately, yeah. I think. It's not a bad idea. It's something to think about. Okay, so Rui and Grishnak, you're heading there now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you want blessing or shall I take it, Grish?
What does that give me
Advantage.
advantage? What's the other one where we get a +10?
That's pass without a trace, but that's a second level slot, and blessing is free.
Well,
But then again, if I'm going to go to sleep, I can just do blessing.
well, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah, okay, we'll do that then.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're both doing pass out trace.
Yes.
Fair enough. Okay, so yeah, put where you want to approach the camp from.
split the party. Split the party.
Always works.
It's never failed us.
So we probably do want to be possibly around here so that we get a good sort of vantage point and everything.
So
yeah, I
kind
don't
of
want to be
sneak
too near
around.
those guards though.
Yeah, and try and get into the sort of shrubbery so that we're not on the radar of that guard tower.
A strawberry.
A shrubbery.
I'm gonna
Nice
play the
one there.
Metal Gear. Dun, 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 dun.
Worried about
Take
that.
a cardboard box. Okay, so could you both, as you approach, do me stealth checks?
There we go.
Obviously, you can still stack blessing on top of pass out trace. So if one of you wants
I'll
advantage,
take blessing because I always mess stuff up.
Oh, don't be so hard on yourself.
No.
Okay. Yep.
Can I retract my earlier statement?
So it's a nat 1. Plus 10.
But I thought Grishnak had blessing of the trickster.
No, Rui.
I
Oh,
So go
literally
on,
just.
Ruri. You just said you did. So Ruri, you roll with advantage. Okay, so 32 for Ruri and an 11 for Grishnak. So as you begin your approach, trying to stay low and out of line of sight of that tower, the first thing that you do notice as you start to get close, as we're talking like, as you're starting to come onto the map, essentially, it's quiet. It's eerily quiet.
Too quiet.
You're keeping an eye on the watchtower, Grishnak, so much so that you actually trip, stumble, fall, and making quite a bit of noise. Roll as this hill slopes down slightly towards the edge of the cliff, kind of rolling a little bit before you're able to get back to your feet, and kind of jump up in a panic, trying to get back into the brush so you're not spotted. But as you look over to the watchtower, it doesn't even look like anyone's raised their head up over the parapet. Making your way to the edge of the cliff and looking down, first thing that you realise is the camp is deserted. The plumes of smoke that you assumed were coming from campfires are actually coming from the burnt out remains of the huts and the tents. The guard tower down here, you notice looking at it, looks like it's been half knocked down. There's not a sign of anyone anywhere.
Well.
Whoa. Yeah, fuck.
We. Is there a chance they could just be holed up in the cave, maybe?
I mean, it could be a trap, but
Yeah.
it looks a bit too elaborate for a trap.
I think we should tell the others, or wait and see if anything happens.
Let's let them sleep.
Yeah.
We'll keep an eye out. If they've gone anyway, so we're fucked either way.
Okay, so you're going to wait for while they're resting?
Yeah, not the full. Like, we'll do our watch from here, and then we'll go back and relieve someone.
So we're
Yeah.
talking like 4 hours, 5 hours?
Like 4 hours or so.
Yeah,
probably.
okay.
See if we can see any stragglers who might be coming back to pick like last things up or whatever.
Sure. Okay, you keep watch for the next 4 hours. Nothing. No movement. No one coming out the cave. No one coming back. Fires of the tents slowly die down. Fucking Dave, man.
Well, this isn't a good sign, is it?
Nah. At least we're probably not going to get killed today, though.
Always a plus. That's a good day.
Yeah. Right then. Better wake up that rabble and let them know.
Yeah. Let's go back to the cave.
See if we can find any tracks, see where they've gone.
Okay, to return to your little cave hideout.
Yeah.
we live here now.
The new manor.
Yeah.
We're just here now.
This is our hidden base.
This is secret fort. Secret fort.
Okay, so Rogar, I'm assuming you're still on watch out front.
Yeah.
Yep. Gotcha.
Well.
Still resting inside.
You're back early.
Do you want the good news or the bad news?
Bad news.
They're not there.
They're all gone.
Oh,
It would
Fucking
seem.
someone.
what's the good news?
You're not going to die today.
That is good news.
Probably.
I generally thought it was going to be, do you want the good news or bad news? What's bad news? They're not there anymore. What's the good news? They're not there anymore.
Okay, so what's the plan? We go in and investigate?
Might as well see if we can find any trace of where they've gone.
Yeah, I'm wary about the cave still, but I think it's best if we all go in at night and also when we've all slept.
Okay. Well, let's get some sleep and we can go in the evening.
You've got. It's late afternoon now. You've got a few hours till nightfall.
We go to sleep.
Okay. So, Rory, are you after getting yourself a long rest?
Ideally.
Okay.
I mean, if Grishnak needs one, I don't technically need one. I've only used one spell.
I can stay up and just have a little kip when the other guys wake up.
If judging based on what time it is now, Rory, if you wanted a long rest to get that spell slot back, you'd be looking at going in shortly after midnight.
Oh, that's really spooky. Let's do that.
Okay.
I mean, does everyone want to do that?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Spoop it up.
So you take time. Is there anything that anyone wants to do in that time? Because obviously, Godric, Cal, your rest is going to be ending shortly. Rogar, you probably will want to sleep in this time as well, just so that you're not pushing exhaustion when you go in. Grishnak, you can. Yeah, you'll probably want to get a bit of a rest, but you could probably get away with a short rest, I'd say.
Yeah.
Godric will probably just be working on his notes.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm just literally gonna reflect on things and probably gonna think about his dad and shit.
Emotions and shit.
Yeah.
And shit.
So that will then give time for Rory for you to have your long rest. You can get your spell slot back as well as you got Trek. You can have your sending slots back. So, does they wake you, Rory, shortly after midnight? What is the plan?
Head in through the front door.
Do you want me to send Scardy in as up front first and
I
see what we've
think
got?
we need to make it look like someone is in the camp as much as possible, while none of us being in there, so that we can see what would happen if one of us were to go in there. Like maybe Rory too, or maybe an illusion, anything like that. Maybe Scardy even.
Yes, that works. Just poke the nest before it explodes.
Yeah.
Okay. We could always rappel down in front of the cave mouth again.
Mm-hmm.
Dun, 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 dun.
Okay.
Du-
And
du-
we
du-
go
du- du- du.
back to the
Dun, dun,
camp.
Night raid.
dun, dun, dun.
Otacon. I'm in the
Du-
shrubbery.
du- 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 du.
I'm casting that trace on all of us.
Okay, so pass out trace going up again
Yes.
as you all approach. So where are you coming from now? Well, you're on the map. You guys put yourself where you want to be.
Maybe like
Are
down
we,
here.
are we actually doing the abseiling thing in front of the cave mouth?
Well, I think we need to be near the cave anyway, so we can see if it's dangerous.
Okay.
Do, 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 do.
Okay.
Nano machines.
Night raid.
Night raid.
raid.
A night raid.
He just repeats everything that the
Yeah, like
pass without a trace.
stealth check.
Liquid.
Godric. No.
Dun, 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 dun.
Well, that was nearly Cal, actually, wasn't it? Cal, no.
Hello?
Remember me.
Okay. Just catch Cal up. So, how are you approaching? What's the
I was going to say, I'm going to send Scardy straight into the cave.
Straight into the cave?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
by herself.
do me a perception check for Scardy as she flies into the cave.
Do owls get advantage on perception? Or
I think they do. Check
I
the...
I've got
Oh, you
all
don't
of
have the
these
sheet because you've got the
stats
Raven
covered.
sheet, haven't you?
yeah,
So it's keen hearing and sight, so it's advantage, yeah.
advantage. Okay. I have no idea what a owl's
Passive
perception.
is 13, so probably
Plus-
plus,
Yes, +3.
plus 3. Okay.
Oh no, yeah, +3.
So 13.
13. Okay. I mean, as she. How to do this? Let me check real quick.
uh-oh.
Just bellowing of fire just out of the cave.
Yep. Okay, that works.
Oh, shit.
I mean, how when she says out, when you say fly in, right? So can you see anything?
Nope.
Yeah, can't see anything at all.
What am I supposed to be seeing?
Anything? Is it all black?
No. I'm on the previous map.
I haven't moved you guys yet, have I?
No.
Oh, I just clicked a thing I didn't want to click. Fuck. Hang on. I just clicked off roll 20.
Classic.
Fucking things too close to each other.
So how about that sports team, guys?
I'm having a night of it. I'm sorry,
The
guys.
local sports team.
Your
The
local
problem with
sports-
Arsenal is they always try and walk it in.
Yes.
What
It's
was
not
Wenger
like that.
thinking?
Sports.
They're having a laugh.
Actually,
You're having a giraffe.
Well, you're on about the winning, yeah, but they're having a laugh.
that's the problem with this bloody thing. Okay, right. If I bring everyone onto this map.
I'm now listening to the Metal Gear Solid soundtrack, and I'm fucking Snake Eater. I forgot how stupid that song was.
Oh, no,
But
right.
awesome at the same time.
Yeah,
Ah,
classic Kojima.
You good?
Okay. I think that should do it. Okay, Gortrek, can you now see?
Yes,
Can you see Scardy?
I can see Mascari.
Okay, so treat Scardy as if she's an owl right now because it saves me having to add you a whole nother token onto your. You're gonna end up with too many bloody tokens in your folder otherwise.
I just was gonna stick with Scotty as a thing. But
So-
someone...
How do you want her flying in? To what extent?
Slowly, carefully.
Yeah.
Why is there blood splatter by the entrance?
Oh, that's just fucking flavor on the map. It's not actually on the map.
Oh, okay. Slightly scared. Also, what music is this? Jesus Christ, it's creepy.
Yeah, you have control of Scardy if you want to determine where she flies in. I'm assuming you're seeing through her eyes right now.
Yeah. Oh. It's gonna be carefully flying through all the pillars as well.
Okay, so as she's flying in,
Hoo hoo
um,
hoo hoo
okay, she's making
Boom.
noises. Interesting.
hoo hoo.
Right. So bear with me a second.
Be more obvious, Scotty.
That's fine. You can stop now.
Who?
Stop moving.
Yeah, just give me a second as I describe some of what you're seeing as you're coming through. So yeah, the entrance hall as you came in, it's pretty broad. It's quite tall, but as Scotty gets further back, the ceiling quickly lowers to being about 15 feet. Yeah. Okay. So she doesn't say anything there. The cave that she's flown into now.
Yeah.
Seems to be full of fungus. So
Does
it's
she
like-
seem to be in any discomfort?
No. So there's a little drop here. There's some stairs
Yeah.
here. Little kind of like 10-foot drop
I'm just
off.
going to move the thing there because I'm
Um,
only seeing bits of your ping.
Yeah, that's fine. Sorry, the video at the moment they can't see shit because I'm not moving my map to show this at the moment. The cavern below, it's got a carpet, like a profusion of fungi, ranging from a few inches high to some nearly as tall as a human.
Jesus, big shrooms.
But yeah, it's the ceiling is quickly lowering. It's getting tighter.
Okay. She will take a slower pace through the cave.
Okay.
And I am. So it's not. I don't know if this is established or not with the Find Familiars, but I want to kind of feel if she's in any discomfort about if there's like fumes or something that are being given off by the shrooms to make her feel ill or make her feel.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure
comfortable.
how much Find Familiar extends to that sort of thing, but no, you don't get any.
She hasn't snuffed it.
No.
Okay. So yeah, she's just gonna keep flying. It's general direction. Fly
Okay,
through the pillars
so
again. Shall I stop?
She does see on the floor of this chamber, they look like there's some dead bats.
Okay. Dead bats.
Dead bats. And as she looks about, as she flies into this cavern, she does hear a sudden rapid fluttering of tiny leathery wings. A sound that you have heard before, a couple of years ago now. And there's a sudden, I think for the extent that we're saying, yeah, you share her senses right now, there's a sudden flare of pain from Scardy. No, nothing. She's gone.
No.
Bitches.
Oh.
And I think if I recognize it, are they the ones that begin with an S? They're like
Sturges.
Sturges, yeah.
Yeah. You remember that sound from when you were travelling through Wayworker Cave. The little leathery, fluttery leathery wings that almost sound like a mosquito's drone, but bigger.
Well, shit. Scardy's dead.
Look,
What?
Dead. She's a familiar, so, you know, you can...
But it still hurts.
What killed her? What happened?
Well, do you remember when we went into the Wayvickle Cave, and there were those little bat-looking things with giant noses? Sturges, I believe they were called.
Yes.
Maybe a few dozen of them.
There's nothing we can't handle. Was there
Nothing else. She snuffed it before.
Well,
You can go
Maybe.
in.
maybe let's proceed.
Or not.
How are we getting down, boys?
Same way we got down last time.
You still have
Over
rope.
the fall?
We have
Or
feather fall,
rope.
or you've got rope.
Go for a rope.
Look at
Yeah.
several
It's all hold hands, jump off, and feather.
No point wasting a spell slot.
And then how
Yeah.
do we get back up?
It's alright for you big arms.
Okay, what if this time we do several ropes, so there's several exits? Yeah.
Yeah. Why not?
So you're going to spread out and rappel down at different points.
Yeah, we'll do
Yep.
it in tandem, so we're like real spies.
Okay. Well, position yourself where you each want to be going down from.
Infiltration point. Bravo.
Let's do the standard arrowhead formation, boys.
Classic.
Okay.
Just Assassin's Creed, like. Whoa.
So, as you all make your way down to the basin below, stood in front of the cave mouth, are you entering?
Can we
Uh,
perceive first?
Should we spark up some torches as well? I know we got dark vision. Well, except for one of us.
I mean, you know, whoever wants to can make a perception check as you peer into the cave.
Yes, please.
Guidance.
Absolutely, you can use guidance if you want.
And day foul.
Is that for
Do you wanna-
everyone or just you?
It's
No.
just one person.
Just for you, Rory.
Just for
me?
you, Rory.
Yeah, just for you. Guidance.
Cool.
Okay, it's 21. All right then. So, Ruri, as you peer into the entrance hall, I'll put you on the map. Actually, it's going to make this easier. Gold. I forgot about this. Oh well, shouldn't be a big deal. Stick you all on. Oh, Rogar, I'm assuming that is Traxxas with you right now, or?
Can he fit?
I mean, he would fit into this initial hallway, but
I think
if
I'll tell
Gortrick-
him to.
If Gortrick was describing how it narrowed down, he's probably not going to fit as you get into it.
I'll tell him to stay about half a mile away.
Okay, keep an eye out.
Stay close, but out of the way.
So,
And I'll ask for someone to put light on my shield.
yep.
Consider your
Yes.
shield lighted.
I was going to put a pinky on it. Bing.
If you like it, then you should have put a pinky on it. Okay.
Oh, brilliant.
I feel like Rogar should get like a gem of brightness or something.
All
Yeah.
right. Just cram it into my head.
I want to see.
Okay. So, Ruri, with that 21 on your perception check,
Anyone?
as you're peering around, you do notice that the wall here, there's something slightly not right about it.
Oh, they're all going to be in this fucking cave, aren't they?
Like, it's hard to tell exactly. I mean, it looks like the rock phase continues, but it almost looks like there's a patch where it's a different kind of rock.
Huh.
Oh, I got it. It's like Metal Gear Solid. Look for a wall that's a different colour.
That's very interesting.
Have you guys ever played? Is it Neo? You know the rock wall demons.
No idea.
No.
No.
Oh,
Just you, mate.
that's such a shame. That's just me. Those things are fucking scary.
I've got it, but I've not played it.
And I'd say, as you watch, staring as intently as you are, you could have sworn for a moment you saw a rock twitch.
Fuck off.
Be on the guard, gentlemen.
I can't see anything on the map, by the way.
Like anything at all?
Oh wait, I just had to refresh. I'm fine.
Okay.
Something weird going on with that wall, boys.
Which wall? That wall.
Yeah.
Throw something at it?
Okay.
Like a rock.
Can I pull out one of my Rory statues and throw it at the...
Oh,
I've got
no.
two. I've got two.
Gotrik's got like 11, and you don't see him throwing them anywhere.
Make a dex check.
Okay.
Oh, roll a dex save.
Dex save.
It's the same combination of... Actually, no, dex... Yeah, it doesn't
Well-
matter. Sorry, I was about to take that back because you're not proficient with statues. So yeah, that wouldn't make a difference anyway because you don't have proficiency in dex saves, do you?
No.
No, so it's just... Yeah. Okay, so you throw it, but it's not... It just kind of flies out your hand a little bit aimlessly and clatters to the floor there.
Cool.
You
You
just
want
look
me
a
to
bit
pick that
weird,
up?
really.
Do you want me to try?
Yeah.
I charge up my hand. Actually, it might be quite loud. It might be quite loud if I do this. Do we want to keep stealthy?
Yes, maybe. We do a pass without a trace. You throw a javelin at it, maybe.
Yes, I could throw a javelin at that.
You could.
Okay. I will.
Make an attack with a javelin. Do it... you'll have disadvantage because it's a little beyond your max range.
So I don't have a damn javelin set up, but it's
I mean,
Plus-
use... Yeah. If you've
use
got an-
strength, right?
Yeah.
So +7. Oh, for goodness sake! I'm just going to roll a d20
It's probably easier.
and just do +7.
Nine.
That's a d12 for fuck's sake.
Oh, it's alright, I'll let you roll again.
That's a 7. Fuck's sake.
Plus 7.
7 plus 7, 14.
And then it's a crit, of course. Classic.
Oh yeah, because disadvantage.
Yep. So it's 14.
Okay. Alright, so do you kind of shrug and hurl this javelin at the wall?
Yeah.
Not entirely sure what you expect to happen. There is a sudden cry as it strikes the wall. A shout of pain. Roll damage on that.
Uh-oh. So it's a d8, I think, for a javelin, right?
D6.
D6, yeah.
d6. For 8 total.
8 total. Okay.
And then your strength mod will be on there.
Yeah.
as well.
So yeah, that's 4, so it's 8 total.
Okay. So you see the javelin stick where it hit, and in the immediate seconds that follow, you see next to where you hit, you see the wall ripple. For a second you're wondering what you're seeing, but then you realise it's somebody pulling a cloak, some kind of almost like tarp, like cloak off themselves.
Oh shit!
Um,
Who have I killed?
We haven't killed anyone. As another person kind of stumbles forward, pulling the cloak off and pulling the javelin out themselves.
Cultists!
I'd like everyone to roll initiative, please.
Boom!
Well,
Torch got 11.
I tried to put it behind you on the thing. It's alright, I'll fix that. Hang on. Fucking torch.
well, that's one quick torch.
Speedy torch. Oh, there's 2 Rogars on there now. Sorry, I re-rolled.
Oh, okay, hang on.
No.
Sorry, sorted. Right.
As if that torch has got a minimum of 12 in dexterity.
Okay. So, figure steps out from behind this rock pillar, similarly discarding a cloak. It's very similar to, think the cloaks that Frodo and Sam have in Lord of the Rings when they hide themselves, like those elven cloaks. It's like
We need them.
it's kind of textured almost.
Like an optical illusion.
Yeah. Well, you could. Yeah. Okay. So, first things first.
Do they not recognize
the
us? Their
threshold.
doom is upon them.
Yep. So I'm
Mate.
running from around the corner. We can get to there.
Bastards.
Guys, there's like 100 people in this cave.
Oh, I think it's time for a fireball off one of the Doomface.
Motherfucker's gonna die, yo!
Cal, you haven't
Cal-
rolled initiative.
Cal's not on the turn order.
Uh-oh. Cal, what did
That's
you
right.
roll?
You didn't.
Cal?
Cal!
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun.
No!
And then this guy is going to step out there, and he is going to. Okay. Get to there. Okay. Ruri, you're up.
Oh my god. They never learn. I'm gonna guiding bolt this guy.
Okay.
Not guiding bolt, sorry, sacred,
Sacred
flame.
Flame.
Yeah.
No worries. There's a dex save. Natural 20. 2 nat 20s back to back.
Fucking hell.
I know, right? So
Okay.
yeah, he just steps aside as your radiant flame sparks into the air.
And then bonus action. I'm gonna spirit weapon the same guy.
Okay, well, as he steps back, avoiding your sacred flame, he practically steps into your spiritual weapon. Roll damage.
I see Cal's arrow measuring.
In my head, I've just got Arthur Brown.
I'm surprised the template hasn't dropped on him yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's waiting.
So,
It's waiting.
it's a pretty hefty hit on that guy. You've got some movement if you want it, Rui.
I'm good.
Okay, Cal.
You know what time it is.
Did not take long.
Fireball.
Oh god.
Oof. Okay. Hang on. I clicked the wrong thing. It's all going wrong for me today, guys. I'm guessing something like that.
Fucking hell.
Yeah, that'll do.
But we need the capes.
That'll do.
It's already done, guys. It's already done.
Oh no.
Okay. So dex saves. Let's go left to right, top to bottom.
Oh, that would've been so
That's a
useful.
pass.
No, my Rory statue.
Fail. So hang on. Oh, it's half of. No. Okay, yep. So fail.
That's
I
the
delete the
true
wrong
loss.
thing. Fuck it. It hits all of them. Doesn't matter. So incinerated. Incinerated. Pass. And doesn't actually matter for this guy, does it? Yeah, dead anyway. So 3 of them are burned to a crisp. Netting you 3 charges there, Cal, as the other 2 are badly wounded, bloodied, badly burned, but still standing. There's a
Badly
large,
burnt Albanian boy.
low, bassy boom reverberates around.
Oh god, they know.
Rogar, you're up.
I will summon Valorian.
Yep.
Lightsaber style.
Lightsaber
run it in
effect.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25. I can't see jack shit. I will swipe at this guy and then see what happens.
Go for it.
Normal.
That'll hit.
22. 11
Yep.
slashing.
That's enough to fell him.
So I guess as I'm running past, I slash him and then I'd turn on the second guy. For an 11.
That will not hit.
In that case, I will hit him with my my shield bash to knock him
Ooh.
prone.
It's been a while since we saw any of that.
It has been a while. Athletics,
Yes. Straight up athletics check.
25.
25. Oh, he's not going to beat that, is he? No, he got a 13. As you slam your shield into him, knocking him prone.
And then I
Oh, beg pardon.
no, I'm not going to move. I'll
Okay.
just be like, I'll gesture at him for whoever's next.
Which is Grishnak.
Fuck him up, son.
Okay, so I'm just going to walk over to him. I get advantage because he's prone,
You
don't I?
absolutely do, yeah.
Yeah. I just turned to you, he was like, oh, you've made it too easy.
Yeah, that would
I
hit.
was hoping for a crit, just
Would've been funny.
overkill.
Oh, I don't have rage on, actually, so take
No,
it
just
off.
17. Yeah, but that's easy enough. As he's
Just-
lying there, he kind of reaches one hand up. Wait, no! And you bring your axe down and just...
We're Harpers in disguise.
I'm a secret agent. I'm in deep cover. All right.
What if we need prisoners?
I'm sure
Next
there's
lot.
plenty in here.
Okay. So, clear that.
Hopefully there's some more of them deeper in.
Let's look around at the various bodies that you've just created. Most of them badly singed.
Are any of the chameleon robes salvageable? Like even
No.
scraps of them, so I can discern. No shit.
I mean, if you want to have a look at them,
Yeah, I
picking
just
up
wanna
the
be able
scraps you
to-
find. They're not magical. They
Oh.
were simply just kind of. It looks like they might have been sort of painted, kind of, with various things
Okay.
to make them. But no, there's nothing magical about them. It looks like they were designed for this purpose. Specifically, this particular
Well,
ambush.
If they didn't
That's
know
a
we were
shame.
here, they know we're here now.
They do.
Yep.
And on that, we will end the session there before we get into a whole thing. Okay.
Oh.
And we will pick up next Wednesday as you venture into the cave.